Breaking Bad is one of the best TV shows ever created, and also has some of the greatest characters created. And just like any other great TV show, it has a large fan base, filled with people who have made many theories about the show. In this video, we will discuss many Breaking Bad theories that could be true, from who Walter Jr.'s real dad is to Gale being a sex offender. Also, if you have any Breaking Bad theories that I did not mention in this video, make sure to comment them down below. I would love to hear it. One more thing, if you have any shows, movies, or video games you want me to make theory videos on, make sure to also comment them down below. Now let's just jump right into the first conspiracy theory. Let's start off with a theory that Ted Beneke is actually Walter Jr.'s real dad. In Ted's first scene with Skyler White, it is very clear that they both have a lot of sexual tension and history between them, leading to an affair in season 3. But is this the first time they've had an affair? Skyler first worked for Ted Beneke's dad, who owned Beneke Fabricators, but then she suddenly quit due to toxic fumes. But is that the real reason on why she left? Or did she become pregnant with Ted's baby and leave due to guilt since she cheated on Walter White? Adding more to this theory, in the first scene with Skyler and Ted, one of the first things Ted asks about is how Walter Jr. is doing, and he also says Walter Jr. has good genes. I'll just show you the clip now.
How's Walt Jr.?
He's taller than I am now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good genes.
A lot of people just assume that he's flirting with Skyler by saying Walter Jr. has good genes, but many people have theorized that he was referring to his own good looks and passing them down to Walter Jr. But to be honest, there's not much backing this theory up, but it definitely is possible, and if it's true, then that means it just gives us another reason to dislike Skyler.
You're goddamn right.
Now let's talk about a theory that I didn't even know was a theory till I was researching for this video, and that theory is about Gale and how he could very possibly be a sex offender. Gale is a very capable chemist and could have had any career he wanted, so why would he decide to work for Gus? And I don't think it's because he liked crime. He doesn't give off the vibe of someone who could handle it, and he doesn't, he dies. So what if the only reason he started working for Gus was because he was a sex offender and wasn't able to get a job anywhere else? In Gale's video that he made, Major Tom, he had Thai subtitles, which implies that he's been to Thailand. And as most of you guys know, Thailand has a reputation for sex trading, especially sex workers who are minors. And in one episode when Hank is looking through files, you can see a photo of Gale that looks a lot like a mugshot. I have no idea if this theory is true or not, but let me know what you think down in the comments below. Do you think Gale was a sex offender? Let's talk about Skyler White again, and how she might have actually been the one who gave Walter White cancer. Yeah, this is a pretty dumb theory. Pretty much all of it is that Skyler White has a smoking habit that you can see throughout the entire show. She even smokes when she's pregnant. So since she smokes so much, people think Walter White got lung cancer just from being around Skyler a bit too much. But if you ask me, I would say this theory is pretty stupid. And it just sounds like it was made by someone who wanted another reason to hate Skyler. Now let's talk about Gus, and how he might and probably is gay. I don't even know how this is a theory, because I feel like it was confirmed in the final scene Gus has. But let's start from the beginning. So the theory goes like this. Gus and his business partner are theorized to be more than just friends, and that's why Gus is so revenge driven, because they killed his lover. Plus, Gus does act a little sus at times. The best example of this is when he invited Walter over for dinner. But you know, that's not too weird, two business partners discussing business over dinner. But what I think 100% proves that Gus is gay is during Better Call Saul. Gus looks at the pool that the Salamanca's killed his partner in. And then right after he stares at the pool for a couple of seconds, he goes to a bar and then kind of flirts with the bartender. It's not so much flirting where it's obvious he's gay, but you can definitely sense some attraction towards each other when they talk. This is when I became 100% positive that Gus is gay. He saw the pool and thought maybe he was finally able to move on. So that's why he was talking to the bartender. But then he just leaves because he decides not to do it anymore. Now that we have talked about a theory that is most likely true, let's now talk about a theory that is probably false, but is still interesting to think about. The theory is that in the final episode of Breaking Bad, most of the episode was a hallucination. People that believe this theory say that it's a dying fantasy, because during the scene where Walter is freezing in the car, you can't really see anything, so some people believe that he tried to start the car with a screwdriver, but broke the ignition, and was trapped in the car so he froze to death, and then hallucinated the entire episode. Yeah, I know, it's a pretty dumb theory, but it's kinda weird that his plan went exactly how he wanted it. But Walter White also is a genius, and has a lot of plans that have gone exactly how he wanted them to. Now for this next theory, I didn't really want to talk about it, since it's one of the most popular theories. But since it's such a big one, I feel like I should talk about it and say if I think it's true or not. And that theory is, Breaking Bad taking place in the same universe as The Walking Dead. This is a theory because in The Walking Dead, there are a lot, and I mean a lot of little Easter eggs. For example, a lot of people point towards Daryl describing his drug dealer, and how his drug dealer sounds a lot like Jesse Pinkman. Daryl describes him as a skinny white kid that says bitch a lot. But in this story, the drug dealer acts much more violent than Jesse ever would act. Well, most of the time.
Calm down.
Say it again! Tell me one more time to calm down, come on!
I'm sorry.
And then there's the fact that Glenn from The Walking Dead drives the same car that Walter Jr. had. But in my opinion, the most important part of this theory is during one scene you can see a bag of blue crystal meth on Daryl's bike. But I don't know. I think The Walking Dead just wanted to try and connect itself to Breaking Bad by putting these little Easter eggs in their show. So there we go. We talked about it and don't have to talk about it again. Oh, and don't worry, we aren't going to talk about the theory about Mike being Jesse from the future. Now let's talk about the pool theory. If you guys don't know what this theory is about, it's simple. It's about Walter White's pool. Basically, the Whites own a pool, but you never see them swim in it. Well, except for one scene, but she's not really swimming. But anyways, they never use it for anything fun. It's always just there. Walt is a middle-class teacher, maybe slightly below middle class. Yet he owns a home with a swimming pool and has to work a second job to afford it. Having a house with a pool is seen as a status symbol by many people. He bought a house and lived a life that was beyond his means, which wouldn't be an issue if he had stayed at Grey Matter and not sold his shares for pretty much pennies compared to what Grey Matter is worth now. But now it's a daily worry if he'll be able to keep a roof over his family's head. The pool is an unending reminder of the problems he faces, and the mistakes he made that led him to that point, and the facade of success and suburban tranquility barely covering the truth of a man who is beaten down by life with nothing to show for the life he lived, except a dull life teaching uninterested students and scrubbing cars. The pool is what drives him to a life of crime. His symbol of middle-class success is a reminder of his constant misery and regret, and his desire to break the mold, to do something daring and exciting, to give his family the life they deserve. And lastly, the pool is a site of family tension. Nearly every encounter that drags Walt further away from his family, like getting Walter Jr. drunk, lighting his money on fire, and even the plane crash, happens near the pool. Furthermore, so many bad decisions are made after looking at the pool, like poisoning Brock. So yeah, the theory basically says the pool is a source of evil in the series. And I definitely think this is true. It makes a lot of sense. But you know, it could also just be a pool. And sadly, that is all the theories we were going to be talking about today. Once again, if I missed your favorite theory, leave it down in the comments below. And if you have made it this far into the video, thank you so much, and please consider liking and subscribing. Also, if you want to see more conspiracy videos, I have 2 Red Dead Redemption theory videos for you to watch. And I also have a video talking about how Homelander is the real victim in The Boys. And once again, thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.